Hi, hello everyone, very good evening one and all. Welcome to the most comprehensive preparation platform for all competitive exams, BYJU'S Exam Prep. And warm welcome to the GATE 2024 Fundamental Series. We are discussing the C programming concepts. So in this session, we will discuss very important and very useful frequently asked topic, that is one-dimensional arrays. Okay. Hello Bhargav. Those who have joined, could you please confirm my visibility and audibility so that we can go ahead and continue the session? Everyone, please confirm my visibility and audibility. Am I visible and audible? Yes. So today we will be discussing with live execution 1D, one-dimensional arrays. Before I start, let me introduce myself quickly. I am Satya, research scholar with 15 plus years of teaching experience. I have mentored more than 40,000 students in the GATE and PSU categories. Myself qualified in GATE, UGC NET, SET and also certified by Cisco into networking and programming. Guys, Mr. Rashul Chotani, who has secured All India rank 12 in GATE 2023 exam, would be sharing his preparation strategy he followed, the tips, tricks for GATE 2024 aspirants so that every GATE 2024 aspirant also can get a very good rank in the very first attempt. And this workshop would be on BYJU'S Exam Prep app on 7th May at 12:30 p.m. It's a free workshop which is very useful for all the GATE 2024 aspirants. So guys, without fail, register for this workshop and get the input from the All India ranker. Hello Pujita Reddy. Okay, chalo. So what we are going to learn today? Let us see. First, we will understand what is an array. Then, what is the advantage or what are the advantages of implementing array and what are different types of arrays, the base address index meaning, and 1D array, as today's topic is one-dimensional array, how do we declare it and how do we initialize it, how we can input the elements at runtime, dynamically how we can give the input to the array elements and how we can print the values of the array elements, and also we will see how we can copy one array into other array. So these are what we are going to learn in today's class. Okay. So let us start without any delay, guys. First of all, what is an array? The standard popular basic definition of an array is collection of similar or homogeneous data items. Similar means similar data type, means all integer elements we can group, all real elements we can group, all character data we can group, right? So whenever we group similar data, means when we create the data as a group instead of individual, such group of similar data we call as an array. That means, suppose I am creating 4 variables as x, y, z and w. Okay. Let us say I am executing on a 32-bit processor. Then for these 4 variables, each 4 bytes gets allocated. right? Suppose this is memory for X 4 bytes, for Y 4 bytes, for Z 4 bytes, for W 4 bytes. Please observe this. This allocation can't be guaranteed as one place or consecutive allocation. For X somewhere, Y somewhere, W somewhere, Z somewhere, randomly memory may be allocated for these 4 variables. Okay. So what? Memory wastage will not be there, no, if we allocate randomly. Of course, yes, there will not be any memory wastage. That's a good point. But please understand one thing. If I am using these 4 variables very frequently in my code, in my program, very frequently, almost in every line I am using these 4 variables for some operations. How these variables are accessed? Address is given by the CPU to the memory unit, means the memory controller. Memory controller search. What? Search means it performs search operation for this variable. It retrieve the data and pass on to the CPU. So every time memory controller should spend that search time for every access every time. So if you are accessing W, let's say 100 times, X 100 times, Y 100 times, Z 100 times. So for every time access, we have to spend more time. Instead, if I create this as a group, if I create as a integer group, how we create we will see. Suppose I have created as a group of 4 elements. Okay. Then in the memory, the same 4 into 4, 16 bytes will be allocated at one place. At one place means consecutive memory gets allocated. So because of this consecutive memory, what is the advantage? If you can find the first element of the array, remaining elements are just side by it, isn't it? So only you have to spend the time for finding one element, need not to spend the time for the remaining elements, because the remaining elements reaching is just a constant away, constant operation away. So that is the biggest advantage of array. Okay. So these arrays, we have 2 types: one dimensional array, multi-dimensional array, more than one dimension. Under this multi-dimensional, you will get 2D array, 3D array, 4D array, 5D array, so on. Okay. In some sources, you will find the types of arrays as 1D array, 2D array, multi-dimensional array. But 2D is also multi-dimensional. Okay, there is nothing wrong in taking 2D array as multi-dimensional. So as per me, 2-dimensional array is also multi-dimensional array undoubtedly, because it is also having 2 dimensions, multiple dimensions. Multiple means more than one, isn't it? So here today, in today's class, we are going to understand about the nature, working of one-dimensional array. There is another name for this one-dimensional array, dear friends. 1D array is also called as vector. The other name for one-dimensional array is vector. Okay, right. So what is the advantage of an array? We can say all elements of array will have contiguous memory location. continuous memory space. Okay. Now we may get a doubt. Sir, if the variables are created individually as W, X, Y, Z, I can access them easily with their name because every variable is having a different name. W, X, Y, Z. For coding purpose. Of course, for memory controller, name doesn't make any sense. Address only makes sense. But for a developer to write the code, these names are pretty comfortable. In the same way, if I want to access these 4 elements, some individual element, how it is possible if I create it as a group? For that there is a way. As because it is created as a group, you need not to access all the group all the time, every time. You can access individual element. How that is possible? That individual access is possible with index. With index. Okay? We will understand what this index means in little more detail. Before that, how we create an array? Whether it is a 1D array or a multi-dimensional array, how do you create an array? Guys, this array can be created with the pointer also. That whenever we discuss pointers concept, we will see. But here, let us bound to array discussion only. So, one-dimensional array, how do we create? The syntax is, we will write the data type. All that group of elements belongs to what type? That data type keyword we write, followed by name of the array. So, name should be valid identifier. We know the rules of identifier. Should start with a letter or underscore, no space, no keyword. We have rules, no? Following those rules, you can give any name for this array, and followed by, this is what you call as a pair of this open and closed square brackets, we call as subscript, you can say. Subscript. So, how many subscripts you have, that indicates the dimension of the array. So, for 1D array, I have 1 subscript. For 2D array, 2 subscripts. 3D array, 3 subscripts. ND array, N subscripts we have. Okay? So, as it is one-dimensional array, I will have 1 subscript. In that, it is mandatory to mention size. It is mandatory to mention size while declaration. Means when you are creating an array only, you are just creating an array. You are not giving any value. So, if you are just creating an array, size is mandatory. Without size, if you allocate, if you declare, you will get an error. We will see with the live execution, I will show you. If you don't mention the size of the array, it will give error provided you are just declaring it. Okay. So, for this, you can have examples. I would like to create an integer array. The keyword I write as int. Let's say the array name is, let us suppose, XYZ of 5. Like this, when I write, the compiler allocate 5 integers space on the name of XYZ at contiguous memory location. Similarly, I can say char ABC of 10, float PQR of some 16 or 20, whatever the size you want, you can write. Okay, so you have to write the data type, followed with space, name of the array, followed by subscript. In that subscript, you have to mention how many elements in that array. Okay, multi-dimensional array, As I said, we will mention multiple dimensions and every dimension size. In every dimension, how many elements are there, we will mention. With a 2D array, we will see that. Now, how you assign the values to the array? You can assign all the values at a time or individually also you can assign. Let's see the syntax for assigning the values together. All the values you want to assign at a time. So, this is how you assign. You are writing the data type, array name, size. So, means you are declaring while declaration. While declaration means when you are creating an array, at the time of creation of an array, you are giving the values. So, equal to, you can give all the values like this. Or you want to give the values at the time of declaration, then please observe size I have not mentioned. So, when we are assigning values at the time of declaration, we are assigning the values, then you may not write the size may be omitted. Then how it understand how many elements are there in the array? Based on the number of values, compiler automatically understands. For example, I write int x of 5 equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay? This is one way. The other way is int x is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That is what it means to say. When you want to give 5 values, you may mention the size as 5, you may omit also. Compiler automatically understand in this array there are 5 elements. Okay? So, now suppose I am creating an array of 5 elements and I am giving 10, 22, 34, 56, 67 as my values. Then, as I said, the memory will be allocated at contiguous location. Let us suppose I am taking 32-bit processor. So, when I take 32-bit processor, one integer size would be 32 bits. That means 4 bytes. So, as there are 5 integers, total 20 bytes space. Total 5 into 4, 20 bytes space gets allocated together at one place. Let us say this memory is allocated starting from, let us suppose 3000 address. Address would be in hexadecimal, I know, but for better understanding, easy understanding, let us say I have written 3000. Right? So, every element size is how much? 4 bytes, no? 4 bytes for every element. So, one element 4 bytes, second element 4 bytes, third element 4 bytes, fourth element 4 bytes and fifth element also 4 bytes. And the memory is byte addressable, dear friends. Byte addressable means every byte will have one address. So if I say the first byte address is 3000, that means 3001, 3002, 3003. So these 4 addresses are what? The addresses of those 4 bytes. Similarly, 3004, 5, 6, 7. These 4 addresses are the addresses of the next 4 bytes. In that way, 3008 to 3011, 4 addresses. 3012 to 3015, 4 addresses. 3016 to 3019, 4 addresses. So 4 addresses are given for every element. So whether you give 4 addresses because of integer, if you say double, 8 addresses because every element size is 8 bytes. Whether it is any number of addresses, always remember address of any element means starting address, the first address only. So what is the address of anything is as considered? The first address of that particular element is considered as its address. So what would be the address of the first element? 3000. Second element 3004, third element 3008, fourth element 3012, fifth element 3016. So only these are what considered as addresses. Okay? And how we access, identify every element individually? I said with the index. Index is just like a roll number in our classroom, or employee ID like office, in the office. In the classroom, our roll numbers starts with 1. But in the computer array, the default numbering starts with 0. So indexing starts with 0. That means x of 0 is what? The first element. X of 1, second element. X of 2, third element. X of 3, fourth element. X of 4, fifth element. So the name of the array is X. And in what order you have given, in the same order values are stored. Means at 3000 location 10 is stored. At 3004 location, 3004 is location 22 stored. At 3008 location 34, and so on. If so, what is the address of whole array? I told one point just now. Address of anything means its first address or its starting address. Whole array got 20 addresses now. But what is the first address of it? 3000. So that starting address of array or the first address of array is what we call as base address. Base address. Am I clear? Am I clear with this, everybody? What is base address? What is index? How we are taking the address of every element? And here, to access address, in the C programming, we have one operator, this is what we call as address of operator. The name itself is address of. And symbol we call as, its meaning is address of. So when I say address of x of 0, that is 3000. Address of x of 1, 3004. Address of x of 4, 3016. What is address of x? 3000. So address of x means address of array, address of first element will always be same. First element address or total array starting address would be same, right? Now you will get several doubts. Sir, I have given the size as 5, I have given values 5. Okay. What if I give size 5 but I give values 10? Or I give size as 10, values only 5. What about the other values, sir? You will get this kind of doubt. If we want to know what will be stored, first we should understand how we can print these values or input these values. Here I have given the values at compile time or at the time of writing the program. I have entered the values. But there is a possibility to give the values at execution. This is called dynamic initialization, while this we call as static initialization. So you execute this array any number of times, always those 5 values will be 10, 22, 34, 56, 67, always. But you want to change the values on every execution, then you just need to create the array, but values should be left to user as an option. User can enter any value that he or she want. That is what we say dynamic initialization. Okay. So now let us understand first how to print the values. One way is you can print all the value as print array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, so on. But if I have just 3-4 elements, I can write 3-4 printf statements, that is okay. But what if I have 100 elements? Do I write 100 printf statements? If I have 20,000 elements, do I write 20,000 printf statements? No. You want to print every element. So you are doing a similar task repeatedly. Then we have an option in the programming. Use that option. What that option is? Using the loop, iteration. Of course, recursion is also an option, but as till now we have discussed about this iteration, someone pronounce it as, we can use this iteration, or iteration means loop. See, I have created an array name as ARR. I have mentioned the size as 5. And what are the values I have given? 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. Okay. And as I want to repeat a task of printing in a loop, I want some variable for me. So I have taken I starting with 0 till 4, because when I start with 0, it ends with 4 only. When you take size as 5, indexing would be from 0 to 4 only. So until this 5, I am printing all the value. So in the first place of percentile D, I will get I value, and for second percentage D, I will get ARR of I. That means this array is created, values 11, 22, 33, 44, 55 stored, indexing by default 0. Now, whenever I say I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0, 0 is what placed in the first percentage D. So array of 0 is equal to, what is array of 0 value? 11. When I becomes 1, array of 1 is equal to, what is array of 1 value? 22. In this way, I goes till 4. Whenever I becomes 5, 5 less than 5 condition becomes false, the loop will break. So ARR of 4 will be 55. So this is how I get the output, right? Now, without any delay, let us execute and see, are we getting the same output or not? Is my browser visible, dear friends? Okay, so as usual, let me type online C compiler in the Google. Let me take the first one. I believe the compiler is visible. Please confirm. So let us put that code here. Okay, let us put that code here. Now I am executing the code. So see, as I have not used \n, I am getting all the values in a single line. So I want them in a separate line, then I can mention \n after printing every line, every value. I want to go to new line. So \n means new line. Now if I run, see, I am getting the values ARR of 0, 11, 122, 233, 344, 455. Now let us experiment. Let us give values, the size as 10. Let us give the size as 10, and how many values I have given? I have given only 5 values, but I have given array size as 10. That means what will be printed for remaining 5 values? Before I show you the output, can you tell me what would be the other 5 values? Do I get garbage value or do I get 0? Or do I get the same values repeated? Or do I get in the sequence 66, 77, 88, 99, 111? Zeros. Okay. Pujita says zeros. Perfect, Pujita. Perfect. So I am getting 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You can see the output here. Perfect. Okay. If so, I don't give any value at all. Okay. I don't give any value at all. I am not giving any value. I have just declared. I have just created, but not given any value. Now what will be printed? Space base, Pujita, Bhargav and everybody. Now what will be printed? Now also I will get all 10 zeros. What do you say? Now also I get all 10 zeros. Let's see. I am getting zeros because it is the online compiler. The same if you try on the turbo compiler, you will get garbage values. You will get garbage values for the same if you try in the turbo compiler. Okay. I am getting 0 because it is a integer array. Okay. What if I type it as a character array? What if I type it as a character array? Character array means I will give the characters as the values. So for characters, format specifier is C. Now what I get? Look at this. Now look at this. I am not getting 0. I am getting some character. I think it is a dot symbol, maybe. So that I am getting as output. The default character, some character I am getting as output. Okay. Suppose if I use float, if I use the data type as float, so I will be giving real values for this float array. So the format specifier would be percentile F. Now what will be coming? Array subscript is not an integer. Okay. Here float I have created as I have created as float. Okay. Now see, I am not getting as 0. I am getting it as 0.0000000, 6 zeros. Right? That means you are printing the output as per the format of the data type. So as per the format specifier you give, you will get the output. I will show you here. You see, suppose I am not entering as percentile F here, but I am entering as percentile D, then I am getting 0 only. Means it's a float array, values are accepted in the real format only, but I want to see the output in the integer format. So those points are cut. It doesn't mean they are not stored. They are stored, but for display purpose, you want to show them, see them as integers. So you got only zeros. Do you understand this point? Okay. Okay. Now let us try one more. Suppose I am creating it as integer array. I am giving the size as 4, but I am giving the values 7. How many values I am giving? 7 values. Will it take or not? Will it take or not? Tell me. Now do I get all the 7 values as output, or do I get any error, or I will get only 4 values as I given, remaining values zeros? So what would be the output, dear friends? Now please respond. What do you think? I have committed the compiler that there will be 4 elements in my array, but while entering the values I have given 7 values and I am trying to print all the 7 values. So what do I get? Error. Anand Kumar says error. Bipin, yes means what? I am not getting any error. Then what I am getting? The first 4 values I am getting as it is. The remaining values are garbage. Don't say like zeros. First 2 values zeros, then no. Garbage. Randomly you got 2 zeros. Some other compiler in your computer you execute, you may get different values for array of 4, array of 5 also. Okay. So always if you mention the size, that is the priority for the compiler. Understood? Now I told you, whenever you are giving the values, the size may be omitted. So here I did not mention the size. I have just made ARR empty subscript. It is allowed. Now you will, compiler automatically understand, as you have given 7 values, as you have entered 7 values, compiler automatically understand, okay, the array size is 7. So let me print all the 7 values. So now you see you got all the 7 values as it is. As it is. Anish, it's a C programming course beta. Python, there are some differences, but the basic concepts would be common, but with respect to language, in the syntax and in the default values, there are some differences. But if you are a learner, I suggest you to start with the C language. It is very easy. So you can learn programming easily with the C. Then you can switch to Python. Then you, in very less time, you can become expert in Python. Anish? Okay? I believe everybody now got clarity on this omitting the size, and if you give more size, less values, less size, more values, and with the format specifiers, with the data type. Right? Now, let us proceed ahead. Let us proceed ahead. Okay. Sir, I am giving values when I am creating till now, but I would like to enter the values. You have given 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, sir, but I don't want to give these values. And every time I execute, I want to change the values. This is what we say dynamic initialization. So whenever you want to input at runtime, what do we use? Scanf. So here, to input elements at runtime, what I use? Scanf. So let's see the code. I have created an array but not given the values. So when you are not giving the value, what I said? Size is mandatory. Because to allocate memory, compiler should have the confirmation clarity. How much memory I have to allocate? The execution will start from main. From which line execution starts? From this line. Main indicates start of the execution. Okay. Second line, you are asking compiler, create a group. That group name is array. That means you are asking the compiler, allocate memory space. Then compiler will have a question to you. How much memory re? Kitna? Suppose if I omit 10, I don't write 10, how much memory will be allocated? You may have 10 element, 20 element, 30 element, 100 element. Suddenly if you say, I have 2 crore element, from where I should bring the memory? So first you give me that clarity. So compiler don't allow. Okay. So array of size is mandatory if you are not giving the value. If you give the value, based on the number of values, it understands. Okay. Now I am taking the inputs for i0 to 10. What I am doing? Scanf. And every value where I am storing in the address of ARR of I. Means when I is equal to 0, it would be address of ARR of 0. When I is equal to 1, it is stored at the address of ARR of 1. When I is equal to 2, it is stored in the address of ARR of 2, and so on. Right? Let us, before we execute it, here I have not written the printf statement. No, I have not written the printf. So you don't feel, or you don't clearly know that it has taken the inputs and stored in those locations only. So let us print them. Let us print them by giving the input. So here what I have done, first I have given dynamic input to all the 10 elements, to array elements. I have given the dynamic input to all the array elements. Those values I am again printing. Okay, so let us do this. With the live execution, let us understand how we are getting this. I hope the compiler is visible for everybody. Please confirm. Is the compiler visible for everybody? Now, I have mentioned the size as 10, and starting from the first element till the last element, I would like to accept the input. Then I would like to print them back. See, it is not displaying anything. That means it is expecting our output, our input. Let's say I am giving 12, 23, 34, 45, 25, 65, 85, 95. 56, 45, 12, 45, 89, 23. What's happening? Why it is keep on taking it? Something is missed here. Okay, on the screen I can't see all the values. So I am just changing the size to 5, dear friends. "45, 67, 78, 89, 90. See, I am getting the values as it is. To understand in a better way, let me write ARR of percentile D equal to percentile D okay. Now I am giving 5 values: 67, 78, 89, 45, 23. See, I got the 5 values as it is: array of 0, 67, 178, 289, 345, 423. Right? Now, let us experiment. What I said, whenever you are just declaring, size is mandatory. So, I don't want to give the size here. Please observe this. Please understand. Please note this. I have not given the size. So, I would like to execute now. What you got? Everybody read this. You got an error. Array size missing. Array size missing. In the line 3, it is showing error. So, when you are just declaring an array without initialization, size is mandatory. I told you the reason why. Because the compiler don't have clarity how much memory to allocate. Clear? All right. Now, let us see how we can copy one array into other array. I want to copy one array into another array. Like array 1 has some values, same values I want in the array 2 also. So, you might think, suppose if there is a value, I value as 5, okay, and if I want this I value to be copied into j, I value I want to copy into j, for this I can write j is equal to I, right. In the same way, you might think, if you are a learner, if I give ARR of 3 is equal to 11, 40, 50, and if I write ARR, if I write BRR of 3 is equal to ARR of 3, then automatically BRR values become same 11, 40, 50, you might think, but this gives error. You can't assign like that. Individual elements means you can assign. This is valid, but this is invalid. Then how I can copy? Let's see. 1 value we can copy. See this. I have taken one array ARR1. ARR1 with 5 elements, and I have given the values as 11 so on to 55. And I have taken another array ARR2. Remember, when you are doing this copy, the where you are copying, the array size must be same or more than the first array. Means where you are copying, that result array size must be bigger or same as source array size. Remember this. So, I have taken the same size. From 0 to 5, I am printing array 1, and what I am doing? Array 2 of I is equal to array 1 of I. That means when I value 0, array 2 of 0 value will be array 1 of 0. When I is 1, array 2 of 1 will be array 1 of 1. Means 1 value I am copying. You simply can't write ARR2 is equal to ARR1. That is invalid. ARR2 is equal to ARR1. If you write, this gives error. And after copying, array 2 elements we are printing. Let's see. With execution, let us see this. I hope the browser is visible. So, I have just copied okay. I have just copied the code. Okay, there is no stdio.h. Okay. See, first I have given the values as 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. These are array 1 values, and array 2 elements also I am getting 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. That means array 1 values copied into array 2. So this is how we copy one array elements into another array. As I said, suppose I will show you array 2 equal to array 1, I write. You see this, you will get error. You can't initialize like that. Assignment to expression with array type is not allowed. Okay, at the time of creating itself, let me write array 1 of 5, array 2 of 5 is equal to array 1 of 5. At least now it is allowed. Let's see. Now also it is not allowed. So you can't initialize directly like this. Okay? Hope this is clear. Very good. So in today's topic, in today's 1D array topic, we have seen what is an array, how to create an array, what are types of arrays, how to create 1D array, how to initialize values at static time, compile time, run time, and how to print them, and how to copy one element to one array to other array. That is what today's class, guys. And tomorrow we will be coding 5 very important useful programs. Everywhere when you learn one-dimensional array, everywhere you learn these programs. So first let us understand how the code is built for that particular application, and we will show, I will show the execution as usual. And this is the complete study plan for the next 10 days, guys. Okay, so the next topic, tomorrow's topic is 5 useful programs on 1D arrays, and every day at 9 PM on our BYJU'S exam prep YouTube channel you can watch this. Guys, if you feel you are learning something through these classes, try to circulate, try to give these classes link to your friends in your colleges, because these are free, everybody can learn. Okay, if you feel these are helping you in understanding the concepts, in learning the C language, in revising this C language, please do share this session links to your friends. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining the session. I wish you all very happy coding. Thank you so much. And these are my Telegram and Instagram group links. You can join if you have not joined yet to connect with me. Please do like, share and subscribe to our BYJU'S exam prep YouTube channel and enable the notifications. See you tomorrow sharp at 9 PM. Till then, have a great time. Take care. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.